Greetings, Mindcrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft episode. My name is Kimberly Quinn. Oh, gee, he's with us down there. He's just jumped into like a, I don't know, brook or something. Anyway, we are your hosts and hostess with the most. There he is, most and mostess. And today, what I really like to talk, he loves the scratchy of the hard snow. Yes, it's April and we're still in the snow, and I personally love it. It's like 45 degrees today, though. It's beautiful. Anyway, where's I going with that? Okay, so what we want to talk about today, what I'd like to talk about today is shifting into allowing mode. You know, we've talked a little bit about it, but really what we're talking about is drop the oars. I could almost use that as like a nice metaphor, except it's not exactly kayakable, really, unless you're like a little, animal or something. Beavers love it. But anyway, dropping the oars, because this has to do with the resistance that we create, especially when we get fearful. When we get fearful, hold on a second, I think I'm going to sneeze. Nope, false alarm. Okay. When we get fearful, we allow the fear-based thoughts to roll through. That's when we kind of dig our claws in and we just build up resistance because it's typically around something we don't know, right? We don't know. So picture us very in kayaks, all different beautiful colors, going, kind of kayaking downstream. Life is good. It's a bluebird sky, warm, great. Everybody's having a good time. And then rather than go with the stream, to go with the flow of the natural flow of the stream, we start to get thrown off with different negative thoughts leading to negative emotions. So we get out come the oars, right? And we steer it this way, steer it that way, try to navigate around the fear, navigate around the shame, navigate around the guilt, all that kind of stuff. And really, we're creating so much resistance. Like, I think my life should go this direction, I think mine should go that direction. We can also get very wrapped up in when those, obstacles happen in the stream, like they happen in life, rocks and things like that, and here it comes. We tend to get wrapped up in, why'd that happen to me? How come it always happens to me, right? And so that type thinking is also not where you want to reside, because we can get stuck in that sort of mentality of life happens to us instead of life happening for us, which is what it does. I mean, there's all the abundance in the universe, literally, for all of us. And the other thing we need to do when we're kind of kayaking down that smooth stream, in addition to just going with the flow and putting the oars away, is to get rid of the sort of shake the guilt. Because sometimes people feel like undeserving. When we've talked about that, you got to know your own value for abundance to happen. You just do. You got to know, you got to know that you deserve good things to land in your lap. All the good things that you could possibly handle will come to you when you know that you deserve it. That's the first thing. And then next, well, attached to that, I guess, is knowing your own values. Number one in life. Nothing's gonna become aligned. You're not gonna become aligned without knowing your own value. Again, does not mean we need to be done. We just need to be well on the way. Let's just say that. So the other thing is to shake that. Like, it's part of that knowing your value thing is to shake the guilt too. There's like, if you don't deserve it and you feel guilty or shameful, like, guilty, like, oh, like there's a cutoff point. I can have some good things, but not too many good things, right? That's somebody that's kind of on their way. I deserve this, but only this much, only that. And then, or people who have a lot of money or, jerks or something. And, having a lot of money doesn't have to do with being a jerk. They can be a jerk without all the money, right? And it's also important to realize, to have whatever abundance means for you. Like, people often go straight to money, but it's, it's a partner, it's a best friend, it's new friends, it's all the rest of it. It's traveling, it's being in the woods with a golden retriever for darn sure. Every day I wake up with a golden retriever, I know it's going to be a good day. And just all this abundance of feeling good about ourselves. And we've got to shake that guilt thing, because if we're feeling guilty, if nice people come into our lives or new opportunities come into our lives and travel and a house or a better apartment or a puppy or whatever, if we're like feeling guilty about that, guess what the universe is not going to do for you? I mean, that's just how it is, because there's guilt there. You're saying in clear message, can't handle this, right? And then we've talked about this before. It's very related to receiving mode, okay? Because we have ask. We have ask, right? We got to ask because the heart just has desires all the time. We're not talking about, I want a brand new motorcycle in my driveway tomorrow. We're talking about, authentic desires. Not that can't happen. Following your dream of starting a business and all that stuff happens on its own. Now there's all kinds of birds waking up. Rumor on the street is that the bears are waking up, which makes sense. It's April. Anyway, but so the whole thing is that, we have authentic heart's desires, and that's something to feel guilt. That's something about feeling guilty about either, because we're meant to be happy. It's our right to be happy. It's not extra. It's to be joyful every day if possible. It's to say as much of every day. That's a little bit more realistic. Nobody's joyful 100% of the time, but you can aim for as much as possible. And we've got to really be open to it. So there's the ask is the first stage, right? Even if that's not verbal's better, written's even better. But even just having it in your heart, I really like to, authentically, I want to just do this or that, or let's start my own business or whatever. And then next is the allowing. We've got to really start to allow stuff, which means the green lights we've been talking about before. We put this out there, then we got to really pay attention. Because all of a sudden, the synchronicity stuff starts happening. And somebody comes into your life who just says something. It might even be not even coming into your life totally. And the grocery store says something. You were looking for some website or book, and so-and-so's behind you is talking about it. That happens to me constantly. You got to be looking for the green lights. Or also, they can think of them as breadcrumbs. And it's super. The reason I'm breathing heavy is I'm way back there. Giovanni and I have been hiking in the heavy snow. April snow now for a while. We're on our way down, actually. So anyway, okay, ask. Where's I going with that? It's so beautiful. I'm getting distracted. Ask and then allow and watch for the green lights or also breadcrumbs. And it's very important to celebrate those breadcrumbs. You meet the rando in the grocery store who's that book you were thinking of but trying to think of. And then they say it. Thank you. Say thank you to whoever that is for you, like God, universe, source. Because that's how more breadcrumbs. And the more we tune into the breadcrumbs, the more we get really good at the third one, which is receiving mode. Because a lot of people, when they're trying to manifest their desires, they're focusing on the end result, and that's not the way to go. It doesn't usually happen that way. Not that it can't, but probably won't. It's all about the breadcrumbs, and it's all about the green lights and enjoying the ride. I think it's Abraham Hicks who talks about it. We want to focus on the end. We want to focus on the whole experience. It's kind of like when you plan a vacation to someplace, wherever. Okay, I'm just going to say, I'm out in the snow right now, so let's just say the Bahamas or Europe or I don't know. You plan a vacation, all the excitement about talking about it. Maybe it's your partner or kids or a friend or whatever. Talking about where you're going to go. Maybe you spin the globe around and just stick a pin in it. Or it's just a weekend away and it's a small kind of something, whatever. But that whole, a lot of it is that anticipation, the talking about it, the planning it. And then you go and it's the whole experience of it. And I love to eat. I'm a total foodie. And also all the doing stuff, maybe into the ocean, who knows? And maybe it's historical like my husband and he reads every single plaque wherever we go, but he loves it. That is all part of the experience. You wouldn't just say, you're not focused on the end. Like, okay, so I'm going to just hit send on this. It's the Bahamas. I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to hit send yet. I'm thinking about the Bahamas. If it's not about the experience, you don't need the vacation, right? And then it's over. So you didn't even go. So I guess you saved yourself a lot of money. But you wouldn't just check a box for vacation, talk about the Bahamas, and then not go. That's no vacation. Like the whole, it's and then like the getting home part. It's all in the middle. And the same thing is, just in life in general with our all the little breadcrumbs and all the meeting the people and having the talks and then maybe getting invited for that interview that you thought, wow, this was like, I was really aiming for the stars when I applied for this job, and now I just got a second interview. Like, be so grateful for that callback or whatever it is, rather than focusing on the getting the job part or the going to Italy part or the process. When we are grateful all the way along for the breadcrumbs or the green lights, this is what it's all about. I mean, it sounds cliche to say it's all about the journey, but it really is. The actual manifestation part lasts like this long. Whether you want to lock into that presentation, whatever it is for you. that cookie is this much of it. Not the whole rest is huge. So the whole idea of this episode is here's the steps: ask, allow, receive, repeat. Okay, because that just goes on. So we are never done. We're never done because our heart's desires are going to keep going forever. So it's a good idea to shift out of that, to focus on the done part, because we're never going to be done. So as long as you kind of realize this is a constant momentum of just growth and excitement and joy and being fulfilled, which is way different level than happiness, being fulfilled, and just realize that it's never going to be done, then it kind of takes pressure off too, just okay. Enjoy the breadcrumbs, the green lights, and then when the manifestations do come along, which they will, then you just sort of just like the sauce on the sundae. All right, that's it. We want to shift into allowing mode. Drop the oars. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful Notch in northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.